YouTubies, welcome to my fitness channel, Asha Ann. Today I want to share with you guys 10 ways that I think can help manage your ulcerative colitis. Before I begin this video, I would like to say that I am not a medical doctor or a medical expert. I do not have the ability to diagnose or treat a medical condition. Unfortunately, I do suffer from ulcerative colitis. I have learned to incorporate these 10 methods that I'm going to share with you guys in this video into my lifestyle to help better manage my ulcerative colitis. Number 1, less meat. Since I've been diagnosed with my ulcerative colitis, I try to limit my meat intake. To get my protein, I try to eat mostly eggs and peanut butter, and I get my protein that way. I don't eat much pork or beef. If I do, it's very, very seldom. I struggle digesting the steak, and I also struggle digesting a lot of pork. If you do notice that even if you're eating chicken or seafood, it's still messing up your stomach, it may be a good idea to talk to your doctor and just maybe see if you could try a vegan or vegetarian lifestyle. Number 2, yoga and exercising. Yoga also helps me manage my stress, which also helps with me fighting the disease that I have. With ulcerative colitis, stress can definitely impact the number of flare-ups you will have. And so for me personally, I try my best to keep my stress level down to help better manage the disease. You definitely want to make sure that you are keeping your weight maintained. If you are overweight, maybe try to look into finding ways to exercise and see if that helps with the number of flare-ups that you're having. You could also make some lifestyle changes as well to see if that would help. I definitely would say that the ulcerative colitis is not a health issue. It has nothing to do with you being healthy or not healthy. That's just from my experience. You could be an Olympic runner and still have the disease. It's no level of exercise will change if you get this disease or not. So it's important to realize that you want to keep your weight in control, but don't expect that to be all you need to do to take control of this disease. Number 3, smaller portions. Eating smaller portions is an overall great benefit to your health, especially if you have ulcerative colitis. For me personally, I've noticed that eating smaller portions can actually shrink my stomach and it can help me not overeat. It's important that you are being mindful of how big your portions are because your stomach is going to have to process all of that food. Number 4, consistent meals. I've noticed that this has definitely played a huge role with fighting my disease. For example, I routinely will eat the same thing for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I try to keep it consistent, and I notice that my stomach gets used to digesting the same foods over and over again. Now, if I transition into something that my stomach is not used to digesting, I will typically have flare-ups and my stomach will get a little upset because it's not used to digesting those type of foods. So it's important that you try to keep your diet consistent. Number 5, food journal. A food journal can definitely help when fighting the disease, ulcerative colitis. Now, the food journal can basically tell you what foods are working for you versus what foods are not working for you. Everyone's going to have their own obstacles that they're facing with this disease. For me personally, I've noticed that some foods that are very healthy, I may struggle digesting them. For example, vegetables. When I first got diagnosed with disease, I started writing down certain foods that would mess up my stomach. And I realized that I needed to actually track every single thing that I was intaking. And once I started doing that, I started pinpointing which food items I could eat and that were easy to digest versus which ones that weren't. And so the food journal can definitely serve a huge purpose in your life with this new lifestyle that you'll have to create now that you have ulcerative colitis. Number 6, sleep. Sleep is very essential, especially if you're fighting the ulcerative colitis disease. The sleep will help restore your body and prepare it for the next day. I've noticed personally on days where I didn't get enough sleep, I felt yucky the next day. I felt extremely tired and exhausted. So if you are on a medication, it's also important to remember that your body may be functioning a little bit different, and you want to make sure that you're giving your body as much rest as you possibly can. And so with that, I started making sure that I was getting enough sleep, and I was making sure that I was restoring my body and replenishing my cells. And that actually helped with me fighting the ulcerative colitis. Number 7, less fatty foods or heavy foods. For me personally, I've noticed that fried foods are a no-go when it comes to my ulcerative colitis. I've noticed that fried foods make it 10 times harder to digest when you have ulcerative colitis. I've also noticed that certain sauces and gravies can be a little heavy and hard for me to digest. I think it's best for me personally to avoid as much as possible fried foods like fried chicken, fried calamari, which I absolutely love. I have to make sure that I'm treating my body first. And unfortunately, that means giving up some of the things that I really enjoy just so I can make sure my body is prepared. Number 8, hydration. Water is so essential when you have ulcerative colitis. It helps with maintaining body temperature, brain function. Make sure you try to stay as hydrated as possible if you have this ulcerative colitis. For me, I try to drink a bottle of water first thing in the morning, and then after I eat, another bottle of water, and then I eat again, and so forth. I try to have about 4 or 5 bottles a day, and that definitely helps keep my flare-ups to a minimum. Number 9, limit alcohol. I've noticed with my ulcerative colitis, alcohol is very, very acidic. And I say that because I can literally feel it burning in my stomach now that I have the ulcerative colitis. So I try to keep my alcohol intake to a bare minimum. Now I have noticed when I do drink alcohol, even when I take my medicine, it's not as bad. Alcohol kind of scares me when it comes to my stomach and flare-ups. And so I try to keep it to a bare minimum just because I'm not sure how my stomach will process it that day. And it could cause that burning sensation that I tend to feel from a side effects to having the ulcerative colitis. So if that's you, you may have to slash drinking alcoholic beverages from your diet completely. Number 10, seek support. I think this is important if you have ulcerative colitis to come to different platforms like YouTube, Instagram, Facebook groups, and discuss with other people that also have ulcerative colitis, and just listen to how they deal with it and hear them out. And you could possibly learn something from what they have experienced from having the disease. Now, one thing I want to say, when you are seeking support, make sure it's positive and it's uplifting. And if you have any questions, make sure you always ask your medical doctor. Those are going to be the people that can give you the best advice. And they will also help you find solutions to the problems that you're experiencing from ulcerative colitis. As I said before, ulcerative colitis is not a one-size-fits-all, and different people will experience different side effects. So make sure that you do talk to your doctor if you do notice anything that is abnormal, or if you're hearing something that doesn't sound right, always check with your doctor. I also would like to add that I am a certified personal trainer through ACSM, and if you are looking for a personal trainer, please email me. I will have my email address in the link below, and you can contact me for personal training inquiries. I also am giving away a free consultation and 1 free virtual training to see if that's something that you're interested in. Thank you guys so much for coming to my channel and supporting it. Please hit the like button and subscribe. I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.